This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Husker Homer Friday. Welcome into the Morning Hookup. Phillips, YZ back at you. End of the week. Lots to talk about. Lots happening. College basketball has been electric. It has not disappointed. We'll jump into bracketology here in the first hour. The bubble's getting burst. We'll talk Big Ten tournament coming up. Nebraska finally. They've been waiting. Now it's our time to talk about that matchup, the second matchup now with Purdue. Or no. Get into that. We'll have a little live look-in, I'd call it. Elijah Herbal in the second hour. We're going to give him a buzz as he's traveling out. Also wishing him a happy birthday. It's his birthday. So feel free to tweet at Elijah. Send him a lot of communication. He loves birthdays. He does not. So send him a lot of birthday love. And then also the Almanac Jeff Moats in hour number 2. State basketball also has not disappointed.
No.
We'll recap girls and get into boys.
Yeah, we're loaded today.
Whew. Arlo, good morning. Arlo said he just found it yesterday. I work with your brother-in-law.
Yeah, my sister gave me a call yesterday. It was funny, and she explained that to me as well. She was like, do you know a name? Does the name Arlo ring a bell? I was like,
maybe.
Yeah. And so, yeah, she explained to me that they've known Arlo for 10 plus years.
Yeah, it's like he said 12 years.
Yeah.
I've worked with him for 12 years.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Super small world. Really cool stuff.
That's really cool. Well, welcome in, everybody. I'm just sending this stuff out real quick. We'll get into it. You know what else is this weekend? It's interesting because there's we call it a holiday next week, Tuesday the 17th, St. Patty's Day. It's coming up. A lot of people are celebrating this weekend based on it being on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Do you get into it? My wife is all about it.
Really?
My wife is absolutely all about it.
Like the whole wearing green thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We have decorations in our house.
I get it. I'll play into it, but I'm not like, I don't look forward to St. Patty's Day every day and say, oh, I can't wait to celebrate it. You know, I'll probably have a couple drinks and nothing crazy.
She jumps right into it. I'll follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
It started making me think about all the traditions of St. Patty's Day. Wearing green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do it. Don't pinch me, though.
Oh.
A lot of people do that. Don't do that.
And they're so adamant about it. Like, no, you're not wearing green. It's the rules. No, dude, stay away from me. Don't pinch me.
There's a lot of those out there. If you don't wear green, you get pinched. Dyeing things green.
Yeah.
I know, like in Elijah's gonna be in Chicago, they dye the river green coming up. A lot of those. I do this. I will change my whiskey of choice on Tuesday. I'll go to Jameson.
There you go.
I'll play it.
Yeah.
I'll play it.
It's a good play.
Eating Irish food. I'll do that. I'll jump in some Irish food.
What is the definition of Irish food?
I don't even know. What is the one? Do they call it Oh, I gotta look it up. I'm not out looking for 4-leaf clovers either, by the way.
That's not like sauerkraut and things like that, right? That's German.
That's German.
Okay. Sauerkraut's amazing.
It's so good. It's an acquired one, but I love it.
I'm not sure what Irish food means.
Here we go. Let's get up on some here. Corned beef and cabbage, number 1.
Oh, I can get down with that.
Yeah, I'm getting down. I couldn't get in. I'm like, what? It's corned beef and cabbage. When you said corned beef and cabbage, I can get down with a good one. Just with a good one. Don't do it wrong. Let's just go through some other the beef stew.
Okay.
Get down with that. Well, might as well. How about a little Irish coffee? Might as well throw it in there. Oh, shepherd's pie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get down with St. Patty's Day for the food.
Yeah, see, we're turning things around. All about corned beef sandwich, corned beef and cabbage. What else? There's some good corn, just corned beef in general. I'm in. But it doesn't have everything doesn't have to be green though. Bangers and mash. Whew. Okay. I'm down with the food.
I'll wear a green shirt.
Oh, I got those.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting the variations. I have a couple where I have a green Guinness shirt. It was kind of cool. I got on in Ireland when
That's
we were out there
sweet,
for the
yeah.
trip. So I got that one. My most favorite one that I like to wear, my wife just like shakes her head. I have a green, it's green. And it's remember when Tiger Woods was going through it, his mugshot?
Yeah.
I have that one.
Nice.
I'll wear that either on St. Patty's Day or I'll take it to the Sunday Masters party.
Oh boy.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a good touch.
Yeah. So we have those. But again, I know a lot of people really get into the St. Patty's Day tradition, and it really just falls. It always it's also how it falls around on the weekend of March Madness, the Selection Sunday, the end of conference tournaments.
Yeah.
You kind of mesh all the worlds together.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know one Elijah Herbal is going to be celebrating St. Patty's Day.
He is
He's gonna birthday and St. Patty's Day weekend down in Chicago.
Yeah,
Elijah, I will say, be careful.
Yeah, be careful. Look, head on a swivel.
Yeah,
head on a swivel. But we'll catch up with him as well. We'll talk St. Patty's Day with him. We'll talk Big Ten tournament as he's making his way. I believe he's probably already started up.
Yeah,
out that way. We'll catch up with him in hour number 2. Big Ten tournament. Here we go. Nebraska, Purdue, 5:30. 5:30. Again, interesting time. Here we go, Husker fans. What are you doing? Where are you going to watch this from? Obviously, you want to reflect back to the game here in Lincoln. That, again, one of those games where you got your butt whooped for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, was that 16-1 start?
Yeah.
In that one?
Mm-hmm.
You battled. The epitome of Nebraska basketball throughout the year. Battled through it. Had a chance to win it with a free throw in regulation. Ended up losing in overtime. Purdue is a team that is playing well. A lot of this one is it's simple. Braden Smith, how are you going to keep him in check? What's the defensive strategy on Braden Smith? Got to keep him off the boards.
That's the biggest thing.
Keep them off the boards. At least keep it close. This isn't a game where you're going to win the boards, but keep it competitive on the boards.
And I think it's especially offensive rebounds because that was the biggest killer in the previous matchup. They had 21 offensive rebounds. You get so many more second chance points and opportunities when you give up offensive rebounds. So you got to get on the defensive glass.
Yeah, 21 offensive rebounds to 17 second chance points.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a recipe that teams come out and win games.
Right.
Can't happen. Also, again, this is a team. Again, I know it's been the MO all year, but Nebraska, I think this is one you have to be ready be ready to go when the ball flies in the air. Be ready to go, to strike. A lot of this is, I truly believe, now I could be totally wrong, but I don't think results going forward matter. I think the top 4 lines minus whatever are pretty set in the tournament. I think your top 16 are pretty set. Nebraska, wherever you read this and that, pretty secure in a 3 seed. Now, could it change if you're playing on Sunday? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think you drop to a 4 though, regardless.
I don't think you get, but if you look at the lines, the way, again, whatever you believe or whatever you read from a bracket matrix, a CBS or a Joe Lunardi, it's an interesting where he has Purdue at in his swami of information. He's got him on that first 4 seed line. And again, you're playing today. Is there a swap? I don't think so. I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
But Nebraska, I believe, can only play their way up in this. When you look at it, you can only play their way up. Again, this is it's going to be a physical game, defensive game. Limit their chances. A lot of one and done opportunities for them, and then who locks down Braden Smith? It's build off the Iowa game to play Purdue.
Yeah.
Build off that.
You got to ride that momentum all the way out through March.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing is just how the game started when they came into your arena and punched you in the mouth.
Well, they dang near knocked you out in the first 4 minutes. 16-1.
Yeah. And like you said, they battled in that game and they came back. But I think if you're Nebraska, you have to have that little sour taste in your mouth and remember that matchup and how that one went and use that as fire in this one.
Yep. I think one key for me as well in this one, I know we talk about getting off the boards and the defensive strategy on Braden Smith and their big guys, whatever it comes up with in that situation. But I am really pulling for Jamarcus Lawrence to get back on track. And not even just from shooting the basketball, just running the pace of play for the offense to get us going.
And I feel like he's so close. Like he looks sort of like himself, and then he just makes like it's like his brain is moving faster than his body.
He's been really loose with the basketball.
Yeah. He's so close to being himself, but he's just not not there yet. And you can visibly see it.
Because we know the document. We know Sam Hoiberg, what you're getting from Sam and Price. And Burke's been playing the role nicely, even flashes of rank as of late. But that point guard, Jamarcus Lawrence, controlling the pace, value in the basketball. This is going to have to be a game. You don't match up great,
right,
with this Purdue team based on their size. You don't match up great. So with your point guard and the pace of play and value in the basketball, limit turnovers. They're going to happen, but it's just the silly turnovers, right? Not the ones that are like, ugh. You give the ball away.
That goes hand in hand with the rebounds. It's a game of possessions. You have to have more possessions than Purdue.
Yeah, be tough with the basketball. Make them go to the top of you. Box out. Do all those things. I expect a heavyweight fight in this one. We'll give score predictions later, what we're thinking, what we're feeling. Also, how are you watching the game today? How are you watching the game at 5:30? Is this an early day off for everybody? Are we getting to the bar? Are we getting home? I will treat this one. I have not decided, but I will treat this one. Not that I don't want to go to a local establishment and watch it, but I want to be locked in.
Yeah. It's a big one.
Right? I want to be locked in when you're looking at this one, because I think it's more of optically don't go out there and lay an egg like you did at PBA early on. Right? If you have, Nebraska can win this game, but optically continue to go in and play in your style of basketball into the big one.
Yeah.
Which now it looks like, there's a lot of promise of Oklahoma City right now. A lot of it. You're looking at like 90+% chance. And I can tell you that the momentum is Oklahoma City. I went in yesterday and I'm going down and you saw all this stuff. So I'm like, you know what? We should book rooms in OKC. We should book a room. Just get it. So we got one. I was about 4:30 yesterday, 4:30 yesterday. I talked to a buddy last night. He said, I just booked a room at 8:30. I'm like, oh, God, you're going? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go in and see. Maybe we can get out of that one and go to this one. They're like, we're 0.4 away from each other. 90% of the hotels around, 100% of hotels are within a mile almost like a mile around the arena. Sold out now. Sold out.
That's insane.
Sold out. Like I'm talking NBC Suites with a massive amount of rooms. Sold out. I went and clicked on it. It was like 8:39. It was like 10 o'clock last night. I was on the phone with them. Boom, boom, boom. Sold out. You kind of get word that Nebraska's showing up, and Nebraska is like, yep, might as well get it done now.
I was going to ask how many of that is Husker Nation.
A lot.
Figuring it out.
A lot. I was amazed as we keep going. We were going to every hotel around. I'm like, man, that is crazy. Crazy. So if you haven't done it, now hopefully that's all where the signs are pointing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't done it, you might be staying a couple miles away from the arena down in OKC. Because it also gives you a nice cancellation policy up until Tuesday.
Yeah.
Up until Tuesday.
I mean, yeah. Husker fans are going to flock to wherever they go. They're going to be excited for this year.
Mm-hmm. Because it's come Sunday when the announcement comes, it's going to be, whoa, we got to go. You got to start moving.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, good basketball in the Big Ten yesterday before we take our first break. Big Ten yesterday. Boy, how about Ohio State?
They're playing well.
Playing well. They get a win over Iowa 72-69 yesterday. Keep solidifying their number.
Iowa almost made a comeback.
Almost. Ohio State played their way securely, and now it's a seeding perspective. Iowa will have to wait to see where their seeding goes. Wisconsin gets a 3-point win yesterday. They move on. Purdue in a big way against Northwestern. What a cool moment. I know it wasn't in a win, but Martinelli, wow, what a career, and the way they treated him with respect.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Collins got him out with about 50 seconds left to give him his flowers as he walked off yesterday, and UCLA got one done yesterday against Rutgers. Not surprised. And now, boy, you're setting up a big day for Big Ten hoops. And we'll talk more about the other conferences as well, but Ohio State, boy, what about a little rivalry action going on today? Ohio State, Michigan to get off to a start to their tournament today against Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan 12.5 point favorites right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 11 o'clock start. 1:30 today. Wisconsin, Illinois. Rooting interest.
Mm-hmm.
Illinois currently sits up on that barely, I believe, that 2 line right now. Then you got Nebraska, Purdue, 5:30. And then your nightcap is another one. Interesting matchup. UCLA and Michigan State.
You notice anything about the seeding in those? It's the top 8. The last 8 are the top 8 in the Big Ten.
They are. Look at that.
So it's been a discussion online and on Twitter on
a lot of tournaments are getting that way.
On if every team should be allowed in the conference tournament, because if you get to the final 8 seeds anyways, what's the point? And there's both sides to it, but yeah, it's been a fun discussion.
What? Okay, here we go. All right, good stuff. So we got all that going on. Nebraska will get started today, 5:30, in their journey in the Big Ten tournament, and then whatever happens on Sunday will be deciding their fate on Sunday for Selection Sunday. So let's take a break. When we come back, let's jump into the wide world of bracketology. And there was a game. Oh boy, it's an interesting case. It's been debatable, and a big bubble got burst yesterday.
Oh man.
Let's talk about that and a whole lot more when we return.
This discussion that we're about to have.
That's a difficult one.
Oh, man.
I don't even know. It's a unique conversation that we're going to have. And I don't know how to answer. It makes me mad.
I went and saw the new Scream movie last night.
Okay, and
it was all right.
What number is that?
7.
Scream 7.
7, yeah. I didn't really know like the whole storyline of the series like that.
Yeah.
And so there were parts where I was confused, but you really don't have to know.
You don't. Not a nose.
And you kind of pick it up as it's going on. They kind of lay out the story for you, but it was pretty much the same as all the other movies go.
Yep, you're right. That's how it happens.
Yeah.
All right. I have to wait for those. I'm not a big movie theater guy.
Yeah, especially
I'm not.
especially in today's day and age when you can get
Yeah,
everything
it's
on
just-
Netflix and Hulu and HBO Max. And
All right, we got a little. Oh, I don't know how to discuss that one. So interesting. On where that team is going to land. That's not what I wanted. I want to go here. It's so funny when he updates and stuff. They're like updating bracketologies at like 1 a.m. now after everything's done. That's so yucky. I know it's coming. How about, hey, Joe, thanks. It's there. The basketball gods are going to force this to happen. They just are.
what, Nebraska, Carolina?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Oh man.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we got 35 viewers today. Nice.
What's that? Welcome back in the morning. Hooked up again. Happy Husker Homework Friday. My wife texted me, don't disrespect the green. She's got this shirt that she wears. You'll appreciate it. Her maiden last name is Bird.
Oh yeah, I can already see where this is going. I love it.
She has a shirt. That she wears on St. Patty's Day. It's a Larry Bird t-shirt. Yeah. Like the Shamrock Celtic. Yeah. With this bird on the back. Very cute. Maiden name. That's the one she rocks most. My kid wore it yesterday. That's state basketball. Yesterday, again, as we'll talk state basketball coming up, some electric stuff happening down there. More games today. So we'll get with Moats here in the second hour coming up and talk about that. But boy, this bracketology thing. I really don't think any bubble teams really want to be in the tournament.
Well, when we talk about the bubble, isn't it hilarious that the 1 year that the bubble is just terrible, Nebraska isn't a bubble team?
Yes, it's insane.
Every year, Nebraska's fighting for their way in, trying to find a way.
This would be the year that'd be great to be on it because you
Right.
can like sneak your way in or be in. Like right now, I mean, again, when you look at this, it's so interesting. So, for instance, those teams, like right now, again, I'm not saying like Lenardi is the Swami, but he's whatever.
He's been doing it a long time.
Yes. And again, bracket matrix, it's out there, whatever service, bracketology, all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
But those teams out there that just the bubble was burst so big a couple of days ago with Oklahoma bowing out. Now, boy, Auburn is deathly sitting on it right now. Lenardi has him back out. He had him in yesterday, and now they lost yesterday. He lost to one. They're out. Indiana down the stretch, New Mexico. All these teams. The big shot heard around the country yesterday was Miami of Ohio losing.
And this is the discussion of all discussions that we can have right here. And I don't know where you're at, but listen, I don't care if you play in the Horizon League or the MEAC or the Sun Belt or whatever conference you play in. I don't care if you play Division II basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Winning 31 games in a row is a feat that a lot of teams don't do. It is so incredibly difficult to go undefeated, no matter who you're playing against.
That's where I'm at. I'm with you.
No matter who you're playing against.
Winning 31 games in a row is tough. It just doesn't happen. I said this yesterday with this, like at some point, there's still the eye test, the human eye test,
Yeah, there has to be context.
right? We can't just be so stuck on analytics. That's what Auburn is shouting right now. We played the toughest schedule in the country. We're in the SEC, shout out. Look at our optics. Look at our analytics versus Miami of Ohio. Joe Lunardi right now, and he updated this overnight. They're in as an 11 seed. And that would put them as one of the last 4 buys. Those last 4 buys he has right now is NC State, which lost yesterday, Santa Clara, UCF, and Miami of Ohio. Last 4 in teams: VCU, Missouri, SMU, Texas. Which is interesting. A couple ACC teams that are idle. They're idle for the rest of the tournament. Both took losses yesterday. He still has Texas sitting there, which also lost. When you look at some of those games that went down yesterday, again, Miami of Ohio, NC State was beat by a Virginia team, so they're probably getting a little credit for losing it. But they're optically looked eye test. Their eye test looks bad based on the last couple of weeks, the way they've played.
Yeah.
Iowa State might be the hottest team in the country right now.
Yeah, they are.
They're drilling people. They get it done. Kentucky, they keep solidifying their spot right now. They got to win against Missouri. Creighton got beat. Miami, Florida, they're continuing. They've moved up. Miami in the ACC, they beat Louisville yesterday. Big win for them from that. Look, Auburn, you gave up like an 18-0 run to Tennessee, I believe. You lost.
They had that. That's the thing. If you want to be in the tournament, you have to win games. And they had that game won and blew it. It's like that was your last chance to show why you deserve to be in the tournament, and you blew it. I
mean, you look at teams like Ole Miss. Ole Miss had the SEC. They have played great basketball, and they've played their way completely in this tournament. Next weekend, they've played it way in. Houston got to win. They continue to roll. Oklahoma, like I said, big win. They're playing their way back into some kind of contention on the first route. They got a couple more wins. They got to go get KU. Hard fought win yesterday for them. You know, Carolina, garbage last night.
They tried, though.
I don't care.
They tried to come back and pull it out.
That trying thing bothers me.
Why didn't you
that bothers me.
Why didn't you try for the first 38 minutes?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It could be a try hard. That's fine. I was texting people last night. Don't decide to play when it's desperate. Then when you're desperate. Right? Clemson controlled that game from about halfway through the first until the last 4 minutes.
How much do you think without Wilson will hamper them? I know they played
a lot.
They played well down the stretch without him, but
a lot. What you can see it in the rebounding numbers. Well, the games that Caleb Wilson played, I think they were like +8 in that range on the boards. Right now they're -1.
Yeah.
Like that's there it is. Not because you look at Wilson's numbers. I think he's one of only 1 or 2 kids in the country that averaged 19 and 8. They will be a team that's going to be a first weekend out, and I'm a fan.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Because
I can see it though.
Yep. And if Joe Lunardi has anything to do with it, he has Nebraska still as a 3 seed in Oklahoma City against a 14 seed at Wright State. Where we face off the winner of currently the 6 seed in North Carolina Tar Heels in South Florida.
Ooh, and that okay. If they face up against South Florida, I will be putting South Florida in my bracket.
Yes.
That team is good.
Yes.
They are very good.
It's a first weekend team. You can't afford. That's the one thing when you look at it going for, again, a lot of good games today, and there's still seating opportunities out there for everybody. You get in these games and you have a really slow start, there's teams that are going to punch you in the mouth and not let you back in. Right?
it felt like North Carolina didn't have the mentality of this is the postseason and it's one and done basketball time. Like I
Mhm.
know it's a conference tournament and you're already in the tournament, but you still have to have that mentality and play as if it's your last game. And they did not have that last night until the final 2 minutes and they started hitting threes to try and come back.
Like,
And
oh, we should probably do this.
And that's kind of the thing that I want Nebraska to come
Mhm.
out with today is just show that you know you already know that you're in the tournament, but
Mhm.
don't play like that. Come out and play with your hair on fire.
Yeah, you turn the page to the new season.
Yeah.
It's the new season.
Yeah. You got to get yourself in the mold of playing desperate basketball and also get in the mold of okay, we have a game today, we win this one, we're going to turn around and play again tomorrow. You have to get your body right for that. You have to get your mind right for that. You have to completely change everything that you did for the regular season. It's like you said, it's a completely different time.
Mm-hmm. If you look through the conferences right now, you look at the lock, they're considered locks right now. ACC locks, you got Duke, Virginia, Louisville, North Carolina, Miami, Clemson. Almost there. A lot of people are saying almost there. NC State, bubble SMU. So interesting play there. Is they right now they've got them locked in about 6 teams in the ACC. Big 12, boy, by the way, that's just been really good basketball. Speaking of conference tournaments and the top eight advancing, they got nobody on the bubble right now, according to the bracket tally. Arizona, Houston, Iowa State, Texas Tech, Kansas, BYU, TCU, UCF, all considered locks for the tournament. Big East, UConn, St. John's, Villanova have all played their way to that point. Big Ten, they got one long shot, and that's it. We're not even discussing. They're out. That's Indiana. But Michigan State, Illinois, Purdue, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Ohio State, UCLA, Iowa, all locked into the tournament. SEC, boy, Florida, Alabama, Vandy, Arkansas, Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky, Texas, A&M, all locked. Almost there, Missouri, since they took a loss yesterday. Bubble, Texas, Oklahoma, Auburn. I think Auburn is out. They should be.
The question for me is if they are in, what seed do you give them? What do you give a 17 and 16 Power 4 team?
Well, let's see. So CBS right now, again, Lenardi has them out. Okay? Has them out.
But I better not see on Sunday. I better not see them get their name called. I know people feel that because they're a Power 4 team, they would give more competition. But it's like I said earlier, if we're getting a 17 and 16 team over a 31 and 1 team, why do we even play the games? If wins don't matter, why do we even play the games?
Well, here's what they're thinking. I really believe they're going. A lot of teams, and Auburn especially, is throwing the shade to the matrix. I mean, to the analytics, right?
Yeah.
Because right now, if you go back and look, I'm trying to bring it up here. It's not playing nice with me this morning about where they sit. 64 right now in the net. Okay, 64. And I think the discussion is the Auburn is back and forth with those two teams, right? Don't you think? 39 Auburn, 64 in the net with those two teams. Okay. Then you go over here and look at they're 38. So in the KenPom, Auburn's 38 and 39 in the net.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the one that's getting a lot of people. It's the net of what did I say of Miami of Ohio?
64.
KenPom 93.
Yeah.
Straight analytics. That's what has come to the world right now.
Okay, I'll rebuttal.
And they're going to go back and say Auburn right now in quad ones, which is, I mean, it's a big number. They played 17 quad one games, 4-13 in quad one games. They also, by the way, the other side of that is Auburn also boasts a quad 2 losses, and a quad 3 loss on their resume. Which at 17 and 16 with 3 losses in the quad 2, quad 3 range.
Right.
One could say you have bad losses. At 17 and 16.
I'll rebuttal to the whole net ranking and KenPom stuff.
Mhm.
The game isn't played on a computer.
Mm-hmm.
It's played on the hardwood. You have to, if you lined up these two teams and played them against each other, Auburn would probably win. But that's not what we're doing here. It's not a matter of which team is better. It's which team deserves to be in. And it's Miami of Ohio that deserves it. They've earned it. If Auburn wanted to be in, I have a super simple solution for you, Auburn. Win more games. That's it.
Agree.
It's
this will be one debated forever,
mhm.
for a long time. This will be a case study. Hopefully the right minds prevail. Miami Ohio gets in. If they happen not to get in, there will be an uproar of that and an uproar for expansion of the tournament.
Yeah.
Which I am anti that, because look at the bubble. The bubble right now should tell you, like, right now, this should not be expanded the way it's going.
Yeah.
Teams in, teams out, teams winning, teams losing. Teams playing their way in. Teams playing their way out. But the Miami Ohio case will be like, we need to expand because we're not letting a 31-1 team in, no matter where they're at. The mid-majors uproar. Be a lot of talk about that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. And that would be
Now,
extremely
here we are
unfortunate.
going to 97 teams. What does that make the tournament now?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It would be an awful experience, in my opinion.
I think a lot of people would agree with you.
I often thought the playing games were kind of foolish too
Mm-hmm.
when they first came along.
Yeah.
Right. This tournaments like this, or the pageantry, or there's prestige that goes into this.
Yeah.
To me, that's like a lot like when the 5 and 7, again, Nebraska's been there, like when the 5 and 7 bowl team gets to go bowling because of how academically sound they are. Why not? Why are we at that point? 6 and 6 get you a bowl game.
Yeah.
Right?
There's
Why go to 97 or whatever the number, 7, whatever number they come up with?
Yeah.
Takes the pageantry and the prestige, in my opinion, away from the entire tournament.
It does. It's kind of like, what's the point?
And that's why I'll go back to conference tournament. That's why I'm okay with them all being in.
Mhm.
Man, you played all year long.
Yeah.
You get the right to go. You're in the Big Ten Conference. Go play all those games. Look at Northwestern. Look what they did. There was no run,
Yeah.
but they got more basketball.
Yeah.
Right? They had one big win in there. But they eliminated a bubble team.
Also, if you expand the tournament too, what happens to the Crown and the NIT and the CBI?
Well, did you see the CBI announcement yesterday? They're due to whatever circumstance, due to funding,
they're not going to have anybody in it.
that tournament ain't coming back probably.
Yeah.
Because I think secondary tournaments are awesome, by the way. They should have them. But there's only one that's going to prevail, in my opinion, right now, the way the landscape of the world. Like, the NIT messed up because that used to be a great secondary tournament for teams that not in tournament, NIT, but they got to play Madison Square Garden. But the Crown, that thing, I bet you ends up at, 16 last year? They're going to go to 32 and more money. And it'll be lucrative for people that didn't make the dance to go play more basketball. And Nebraska doing what they did last year in it will inspire and get teams to go to look ahead for the future.
Yeah.
Them making that decision to go there created more of what happened this year, building momentum going into an offseason. I'm against expansion.
Me too.
And this doesn't have to be an all-inclusive thing where you get a ribbon, you get it. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. It can be a prestigious event. with not 16 play-in games.
Right.
But going back to it, I'm with you. There's the analytics, there's the eye test of teams, and there's just an optics. Miami of Ohio is 31-1. They won 31 games. And we can't go, whoa, who they got to match up against? They might get beat if they play a Power 5.
They might.
It's not about, it's earned the right to get there. And they have earned that all year long. Right now, again, Lenardi, again, you'd have to look at it. We don't know how this thing finishes up, right? Who knows? Right now, he's got him out in Greenville as the 11th seed playing Wisconsin.
It'd be a good game.
Be a great game. Be a great game. Talking about a team rolling in with a chip on their shoulder losing against a team that's playing pretty good basketball in Wisconsin. Give me all that smoke. The big one games today as Lenardi lays them out. Bracket games, 1 o'clock. Kentucky, Florida. Florida, big one for them if they want to maintain that number 1 seed line that they're currently projected on. Tennessee, Vandy. There is a 4 or 5 seed potential in that one. It won't get much play because Clemson is undermanned. They beat a Carolina team that was also undermanned last night. Duke, an undermanned team. It's a seeding game. If Clemson wins, blah blah blah, whatever, you're up their seeding potential. A Duke loss opens the door for another number 1s for the number 1 overall seed.
Did you see Duke almost lose yesterday?
Yeah. It's a different mayor, man. They're missing 2 starters.
Yeah.
One gone for, I believe, the season now, right? Fractured foot, I believe.
Foster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big, massive game tonight in the SEC as well. Oklahoma, currently projected on the first 4 outline. They have Arkansas. Win like that puts you in.
Yep.
It puts you over the hump.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you a little breathing room.
But then also at the same time, how much does a loss affect you?
Yep.
It's
so interesting right now when you look at this whole thing. And Lenardi color codes his, and we've alluded to this in these conference tournaments. Of the projected top 16 seeds, 14 are in play today. They play today. Man. 14 of the projected top 16, one not being Texas Tech, they lost, and Gonzaga already punched their ticket by winning their tournament. How about that? Massive games. VCU plays today, Oklahoma, New Mexico, San Diego State, Seton Hall. Massive games in the grand scheme of all of this. Arkansas, St. John. Boy, if you want to go further down, the top 20 of the top 20 projected teams, 18 play.
Man.
Because you got all those projected on the 5 line, Arkansas, St. John, Vandy, Tennessee, all of them play. 18 of the top projected 20 are playing today. No reason for expansion.
Nope.
No reason. So, all right, let's take our break and come back. We'll wrap up hour number 1.
Did your boy go down to PBA last night and watch Pius?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I picked up. I did the dad duty yesterday. Everybody else was busy, so I'm like, you know what? I'll do it. So I went and picked up him and 4 buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Rolled down.
Nice.
We'll talk to both, but that was such an interesting game.
I thought they were gonna do it there for a
second. Oh boy, I tell you what, just seeing that game, and Moach and I, we'll all talk about it, but like they were, Scud is a beefy team.
Yeah,
they're physical.
Well, Schmidt and Tim Bob were on the call, and they just kept talking about how physical
Woo!
it was. It was neither team was making any shots from outside, but down below, it was just a complete boxing match.
It was.
Yeah, that Zebo kid. He's
Scott number 50.
Yeah,
I kept calling him Big Country.
Yeah,
but he was like 15-9 or something.
He's an animal.
Opportunities were there for both teams. Obviously, Scott pulled it away, but there were opportunities on both sides there.
Yeah, Pius found themselves like down 9 at one point, and then they battled back, and then Schmidt was like, they're within 3.
There was a key moment in that game that could have went couple different ways, and it went Scott's way.
Mm.
There was a moment in that game. One, Pius couldn't do anything on the boards. But there was a key moment in that game. Scott missed 4 consecutive free throws. Pius empty possessions and then gave up an offensive rebound, and Scott scored. Like it was, and that was when they were down 4. You make a bucket go down 2?
Yeah.
Too much at the end.
You got to take advantage of that stuff.
Too much. What did we get?
My boys are down in Arizona right now for their tournament to start the year.
Oh, nice.
They got their butts whooped yesterday.
Did they?
Yeah. Yes, they did.
No.
And I told them it's first 2 games of the season. There's a lot of season left. But
I had a it's an interesting one. Where's that text at? We have our fantasy football league.
Mm.
I'm gonna find it. And one of the guys has where's it at? This one? Nope, wrong one. This one. The question was, he sent us. Go ahead, let's go. Welcome back in the morning, Hookup again. Happy Hustle on the Friday. A few moments left. Buenos dias, amigos. FedEx and what's up? Still living up the birthday weekend in Cancun. Hope you're enjoying your time, my friend. We were just talking baseball because our select teams are off and running. Yours are out in Arizona right now, getting their season off to a start. I talked about this yesterday. One of our fantasy football is across the country. All from Nebraska that moved out to California, Arizona. He said, "This team any good?" Question mark. My son's old team is playing them in Arizona this weekend, so they must be in the same tournament you guys are in. But the team, it says Nebraska Prospects 14U. I'm like, anybody, my condition in training, if it says prospects, you're in for some good competition.
Yep.
That's all I said.
Yep.
I don't know any of the kids on the team, but I'm just saying, hey, be ready because you got some competition coming.
Yeah, it's anybody who's in the world of select baseball, you know the name prospects.
Yep.
They are.
It just is. They're beatable, but they have a good teams.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of baseball, boy, get yourself out there. I don't know. Weather's going to be, I think they made some adjustments. They have not yet made any adjustment. But yeah, they did. Sorry. They made adjustments for baseball fans. If you're out at Haymarket Park, they will not be playing Sunday this week with the weather, pending weather, 39 degrees and snowy, possible windy. 6 o'clock today, they're going to take on Maine out at PBA, out at Haymarket Park. I'm thinking PBA because I'm going to be down there today. 6 o'clock today, and they're going to do a double dip tomorrow. Double dip. Some get right type, stay right type games for Nebraska. Good midweek start from Kotsky on Tuesday or Wednesday, getting you a good starter start. Got some good innings out of the bullpen. Games that you should be able to get right. Stack some wins this week. And again, 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 1 and 4 on Saturday. Because Mother Nature is going to deliver us another treat.
Yeah, she hasn't known what's been going on the last week.
Also, by the way, and also out there, thinking about everyone out there that's been possibly affected by these fires.
Mm-hmm.
If you have, prayers to those people and things like that, because I know there's been evacuations out to the west of us and things like that. That is not anything. It's wild. Thinking about those people that may have been affected, and hopefully those things calm down, that wind calms down, and those things, I don't know if they're under control or not. Moats can tell us too, because I know he'll be at briefing, but we'll talk about that a little bit. So, but yeah, I want to make sure we're thinking about those possibly affected out there by just a interesting part of the weather. So, all right, when we come back, we're going to go to Elijah. We're going to have Jeff Moats, the Almanac, and a whole lot more. Sit back, relax. We'll be right back.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Back in the morning hookup, hour number 2. Thanks for hanging out with YZ and myself on a beautiful Friday in Lincoln, Nebraska. We're going to go to the phone here in a minute. He's bored. See his text, he's bored.
He is bored.
I know the stretch of road is on.
Yeah. Straight shot of nothing.
Athletic Extend says Husker coverage down here blows. We're recruiting some Canadian kids down here. They were hooping, told him Nebraska basketball school. Not everybody, like, you know, I don't know if it's like he didn't remember, he couldn't type. I don't know how he got it done, but see Seth Davis's tweet yesterday. Seth Davis was laying out. I don't know what time. I'm gonna look it up and give you all the facts here. It's like a low level of like one disappointment and maybe a little disrespect. Where'd it go? Seth Davis. And again, I'll tell you his rebuttal as he said it yesterday. He tweeted out, I can't find, but what he did was he tweeted out like pretty much big day in Big Ten hoops coming up, right? Yesterday, like tomorrow, like end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
He typed all the ones out there. But you know what he put in there? Purdue, Minnesota. And he said, his tweet back, he said, damn it, my brain and my fingers don't always get along. I don't understand.
How do you miss
Purdue, Minnesota? How do you miss that? Different keys, different spellings of Nebraska, Minnesota. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe he thought, actually, I don't even know. I can't even say maybe he thought because I don't know what he was thinking.
I don't. You weren't. How would you believe that Minnesota, again, not disrespecting the school, but how would you believe Minnesota was even in that? Why? Why has the disrespect keep coming?
I'm going to get Elijah.
Let's get Elijah on the phone. We'll talk Elijah. He's traveling to Big Ten. He's along the stretch of most of the state of Iowa that's boring and not good. He's out there. He just said he's bored. It's his birthday. I think he's by himself on his birthday. Let's spread some cheer. I'm going to ask Elijah about St. Patty's Day traditions as well. Coming up in about, 10 minutes, he's down at briefing. Whenever he gets here, the Almanac Jeff Moats will be joining us later in the show as we'll recap girls state champs. And we'll start talking. We'll not start talking. We'll continue talking boys state basketball as big A game today at 1:30 down at PBA where we heard right here on KFOR. Chris Schmidt will be on the call for that one today at 1:30. Lincoln Southwest, West Side. Uh-oh. You know what that's called? The Dead Zone.
It says the lines are temporarily busy. Let's see.
Oh, whoa. Our phone lines?
Yeah.
Try it. What? Uh-oh.
We'll get it figured out.
We'll get him on the line. We'll figure this out. But we'll have Elijah Herbal coming up. And again, more talk with Moats. A lot of stories we missed. You know what's interesting? You sent me that picture. Speaking of hoops. The Big 12 made it. We got a call coming. This might be it. But the Big 12 and that floor, that has been a debacle. It's an ugly floor, first of all. But the slipping and tearing of the floor, it is a bad deal. That is bad. But now they have transitioned out of it, and they're going to go back to the hardwood floors. Do we have him?
We got him.
He's in the ugly state of Iowa. It's your lonely on your birthday. It's one Elijah Herbal. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, the great Bob Seger once said, I'm on a long and lonesome highway east of Omaha, and he didn't say this, but yeah, Iowa sucks.
Does it stink out there?
10 out of 10. I would rather make the drive 8 hours to Denver than to Chicago because Iowa's just it's brutal. You can only count windmills so many times out here. Or those big wind turbines, you know what I'm saying? You ever played that game?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I've done it. I've made that stretch quite a bit. There's nothing out there. So 2 hands on the wheel. 2 hands on the wheel.
Well,
Actually,
I have one hand on the phone, one hand on the wheel. That's going to have to do for now.
Yeah, but I guess you don't even really have to have your hands on the wheel out there because it's just straight.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do. Elijah, hey, St. Patty's Day is on the horizon. You're going to be up in Chicago. Are you bought in? We were talking about St. Patty's Day traditions. Are you a traditionalist? Like my wife decorates the house. She will drink the green beer. She'll wear green. She will only eat the Irish type foods on St. Patty's Day. She just does it all.
Yeah. The corned beef is the only must, and probably a Guinness.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm going to grab Guinness. We talked about this briefly. It's tough with St. Patty's Day falling on a Tuesday. Like you can't really get after it with black and tans and the Guinness and whatnot. But you got to have at least a Guinness, and you got to have corned beef on St. Patty's Day. Those are the two musts. And you got to wear green, obviously. We'll see how this weekend goes in Chicago. I will have less time for St. Patty's Day activities. Should Nebraska beat Purdue tonight and advance to a semifinal tomorrow, and that's obviously why I'm going to Chicago. So I think the less St. Patty's Day time for me, the better, but it's a nice consolation prize should Nebraska not get it done tonight.
Will you also be the one that in Chicago at a maybe an establishment not wearing green, hoping to get pinched?
Oh, no, I packed green for a reason. I have a special pair of green socks. I got a green shirt. Should I be hitting the town on a Saturday evening in Chicago on St. Patty's Day weekend, I will not be that idiot that's not wearing green. I have a little bit of like Irish in my heritage, so I think I do have a pass technically, but you can't be that guy. You got to wear the green.
Earlier in the show, we were talking about how it's your birthday and St. Patty's Day weekend, and I know you just mentioned that you might not have time for all the St. Patty's Day festivities, but we did say make sure you be careful out there.
Oh, don't you worry about me.
Head on a swivel.
I turned 27 today. I'm now old, mature. I don't do anything dumb anymore.
Do you feel older?
No.
Exactly. Just a number. We're hanging out with Elijah here on the morning hookup. Elijah, we're going to get into basketball here coming up. Obviously, another date with Perdon't here at 5:30. Give me bracketology thoughts, as there was a massive bubble popped, or potential bubbles could have got popped yesterday with the Miami of Ohio loss.
Yeah, to me, they still got to be in the tournament. And I believe Auburn lost as well yesterday, because I was thinking, like, yesterday, maybe you put Auburn against Miami of Ohio in that play-in game in Dayton. Like, the one sticking point with Miami of Ohio is, yeah, they haven't beaten anybody, but it also takes a special team to go out there and beat every team that you have in the regular season. You see good teams lose to bad teams just about every single year. And the fact that Miami of Ohio didn't lose to a bad team, at least during the regular season, makes me think you got to put them in. Now, the tournament loss yesterday is gonna raise some question marks, but I still think with that team's entire body of work, the whole point of the NCAA tournament is to figure out you don't have a great sample size with teams in conference play. You don't know which conference is the best. You don't know how good or bad wins and losses might be. You put them in the tournament, you see what happens. And hey, if you're doubtful, put them in the play-in game. Let them go play Auburn for a right to play in the actual 64, the field of 64. But one way or another, that team has got to be in. If you don't put them in, the selection committee is a joke. It's as simple as that. We've seen enough from this team to know, hey, you got to be pretty good to go run the table. We don't know how good, so put them in the NCAA tournament. Let's find out.
Transitioning the conversation to Nebraska, obviously they get Purdue tonight, and they've seen them already once this year. Got punched in the mouth early, had to crawl back and fight back, the epitome of Nebraska basketball. Got destroyed on the glass. But tonight, what is the biggest thing that you're looking for Nebraska to be successful?
I'm looking at a guy in Jamarcus Lawrence personally. What can he do? Because whenever he is getting things going, that Nebraska team is very, very difficult to beat. I mean, you have guys that are consistent performers for you. Sam Hoiberg has been consistent game in, game out. Price Sanford, it feels like 80% of the time you know what you're going to get from him. Now, yeah, every time you have a knockdown three-point shooter out there, they're prone to having off games, and you saw that out in Iowa City just a couple weeks ago. But I feel like with those two guys specifically, you know what you're going to get. Rink Mass seems to be settling back into it, and is he what he was against BYU in the preseason? No, but that's the result of a long season. You're not always going to have your A game, especially with that sickness mid-year. It seems like he's put some good weight back on and is kind of rounding back into form. The guy that's been up and down this year is Jamarcus Lawrence. Now, I'm looking at him. if he can knock down some threes early, if he can be decisive with the ball, I think it means good things for Nebraska. But you look at this Purdue team, they're so mature. I think what we saw yesterday from Purdue was a mature team that knows when to turn it on. Yeah, they struggled down the stretch, but with all the guys that have played so much basketball for them, with Kaufman, Wren, with Lawyer, with Braden Smith, you wonder if those guys were just waiting for a Big Ten tournament and an NCAA tournament to really turn it on. That was a good performance on both ends of the floor yesterday from Purdue. If you have Purdue in March mode, they're tough to beat with that maturity. The question is what is the real Purdue? Is it the team that you saw for the first 15 minutes in Lincoln a couple weeks ago? Is it the team you saw here over the last 2 weeks or so? Or is it what you've come to expect from Purdue, which is a really tough out in March? I think what we saw yesterday shows that they are rounding back into form. They have that maturity to know when to turn it on, and they can be a difficult team to beat. But you won't really know till you march out there. 2 games in 2 days is a tough stretch, and this Purdue team, their seed line feels pretty locked in that 4 spot. So we'll see. But I'm curious to see both Jamarcus Lawrence, what type of bounce-back performance do you get from him following a senior day that I don't think he's going to be happy with? And then what do you get from Purdue? Is it that March Purdue, or is it what we saw from Purdue, that team that lost, what was it, 6 of 10 down the stretch? That's what I'm curious about.
You know what? Let's also talk about this. Obviously being up in Chicago, how important, like we haven't seen it a lot, but how important that the start of this game will be for Nebraska. Obviously, we know what happened in PBA when Purdue came the first time, 16-1, but how important the start will be, not only for their Nebraska psyche, but also let's not forget that you're in Chicago. It could feel like Mackey in there today if Nebraska fans will take up a portion, but there'll be a ton of Purdue fans there today.
It should be noted, I've seen a good number of Nebraska license plates heading east. Does that mean they're going to Chicago? No, not necessarily, but I have a feeling there'll be a pretty good contingent of Husker fans out there in Chicago this weekend. That's the first thing to note. But one thing we've seen from this Husker basketball team all year long is they don't seem to get down on themselves. They don't have that panic factor, even if it's a bad start this evening. And I mean, there's a difference between having a slow start and having a start like you did against Purdue at home at Pinnacle Bank Arena. You can't have that. That'd be a disaster. But this team's always had the ability to bounce back. The game is not won or lost in the first 5 minutes, in the first 10 minutes. Winning time is that last 8-minute stretch. You get to the under 8 media timeout. Whoever's playing best at that point in the Big Ten tends to win basketball games. But this team always has the ability to punch back. They never panic on themselves. I don't think that this game is going to be lost early. I don't think the game is going to be won early. You'd love to see a fast start. You'd love to see Nebraska playing with the lead. But this team is never out of the fight. And no matter what happens early in this basketball game, I like their chances to at least make it a game late. We'll see who's playing the best basketball in that last 8-minute stretch or so. But it's you'd like to see a quick start because you haven't seen one of those in a few weeks now. But this team has proven to me that no matter what they look like in the first 10 minutes, they'll be in the game down the stretch. And that's what really.
Uh-oh.
We lose you? You there?
You saw me? Yeah,
there you go. You
go.
just hit that. You must have ran past a get and spit, whatever they have out there. You drove by and they took your cell service out for a minute. Hey, I also on this one, yeah, we talked about this yesterday. I'm a firm believer, and I think today's results will mean a lot of nothing. But with the way the landscape is this when Nebraska wins? Let's say they win, right? They're going to win. But if somehow they lose, do you feel like the tournament committee will look at this as an optics type game for both these teams? Because if you look at Joe Lunardi, let's just say you got Joe Lunardi sitting there, right? He's got Purdue sitting on the 4 seed line, Nebraska sitting on the 3 seed line. Optically, is there an opportunity for the committee to maybe, if that's the case, switch these teams with I think a close one, you stay status quo, but if there's a blowout either way, you can see teams rise and fall.
A blowout? Maybe, but at this point in the season, the resume is what it is. I think big wins matter more than big losses at this point in the year, unless you're a bubble team. If you're a bubble team, you got to avoid those bad losses. But to me, your resume is what it is at this point in time. Now, if Nebraska goes out there and loses by 30, optically that could change some things. But to me, it's a close win, a close loss, whatever it looks like. I don't think it changes much in the committee's eyes. To me, what Nebraska is playing for is if they can go out and beat Purdue tonight, if they can go and then beat a Michigan State team tomorrow, and if UCLA wins, that means a little bit less. But if you can go out and beat some top seeds, a Purdue today, a Michigan State tomorrow. Get yourself playing in that Big Ten championship game on Sunday. That's where maybe the committee thinks about moving you up to a 2. But at this point in time, I'm at about a 90% certainty Nebraska's going to end up as a 3 seed. Now, I think it'd be like, 7%. Should they win today, win tomorrow, get some impressive wins, improve their metrics, maybe they can move up, and maybe that 3% chance a bad loss happens today that moves them down. But I'm pretty confident that 3 seed is what it's going to be for them come the NCAA tournament. We'll see what it looks like. But again, your resume is what it is. The hay is in the barn. From a seeding point of view, your entire season body of work is what matters. And the entire season of body of work shows me Nebraska's a 3 seed. To me, it's more, if it's a loss tonight, the bigger question is less what seed does Nebraska end up at, and more what kind of momentum do they have going in the NCAA tournament.
And if Nebraska does get on that 3 seed line, there's a possibility that North Carolina gets on the 6 seed line. We were looking at this earlier. If those two matched up, how much would Nebraska win by?
For Hooksy's sake, I am going to plead the fifth. I am not going to answer that question. But you look in the NCAA committee, the selection committee, I should say, they do like to play kind of a game in terms of building viewership. And another team I'm seeing on that 6 seed line, Miami of Florida.
Yep.
There's a lot of history with Nebraska and Miami. Do they put them in the same regional so that you can, same region, I should say, so that you can potentially sell, well, this is an old school football rivalry. Now they're on the basketball floor. That could be interesting. But before we look ahead to the 6 seed lines, I think the 4 seed lines are important, and there could be some interesting 14 seeds too, as a lot of bids are still up for grabs here this weekend. So, I don't know. As somebody who covers Nebraska, you don't want to look too far ahead. You want to get that first NCAA tournament victory first, and I'll worry about the 6 seeds when those teams come around potentially next weekend.
As Nebraska fans, not getting too far ahead, we're just hoping that, 1, we win today, and 2, that we just get out healthy for our first round game. That conversation we had yesterday about those, the this and that conversation, I wonder if this will help that sway the vote, because today, if you look at Joe Lunardi, just today, and we're not even in the March Madness yet, right? We're not even there, but there is madness going on. 18 of the top 20 projected seeds, 18 will play today.
Well, and what do you make of the fact that despite all the restructuring from the Big Ten with this tournament, because 4 teams got left out last year and nobody liked that, we want to get them all in. After all of that drama, it's still the top 8 seeds in the Big Ten they're playing today.
Wow. I mean, it's amazing. There's not a better time of the year. So,
well, we got not only do we have a great day in, I think, the Big Ten tournament, we got a great day in Nebraska high school basketball. It's going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward. I'm gonna stream that Southwest game against Westside at 1:30. That should carry me in from Iowa City to the outskirts of Chicago. That'll be really good. I'm looking forward to that. This time of year is beautiful. It's madness, not just in college, but in high school. I've said that a couple of different times this week. Sit back, enjoy, appreciate the fact that you're not watching this weekend worried about if Nebraska is going to be in or not. You're just going to sit back and enjoy the madness and know Nebraska is going to be playing around the 64 game at this time next week, or potentially 6 days from now on Thursday. We'll see where they end up. Because I believe Oklahoma City is a Thursday, Saturday spot. So if Nebraska is in Oklahoma City, they'd be playing Thursday. But whatever, that doesn't matter. Just sit back and enjoy and understand. You don't have to be stressed watching this weekend. You can sit back, enjoy whatever happens with Nebraska is great, because they're going to still end up with a spot on Selection Sunday. We'll be filling out a bracket here in a couple days, wondering just how far will Nebraska go.
Well, fired up here in Lincoln for sure for all kinds of hoops going on. Elijah, again, happy birthday, brother. We appreciate you. Two hands, get there safe.
Before I get out, I got to ask you guys, how do you guys feel about Nebraska against Purdue tonight? I think from my check this morning, Purdue's a 3.5-point favorite. Is that right?
Yes, I'm taking points.
You're taking the points,
I'm taking points. I think there's I don't want to go into this where there's something to prove, but there's a little bit right now. I think there's a little bit still here. Right? Again, I go back. And again, not that it's you need any material from Nebraska. They are who they are. I talked about, you see Seth Davis's tweet yesterday? Obviously, I know you saw it because he put Minnesota in there against Purdue. And then you think back, Boom, boom. I like Nebraska's staff after a loss, retooling and game planning against a team like this.
Yeah, I think they.
Yeah,
Sorry, I just think they remember this one and how it went down in PBA, how they got punched in the mouth, and they know that that's not themselves. And even though that they fought back and they had a chance to win it, I think they left a little bad taste in their mouth, and I think they want to come out and punch Purdue back.
And I'm also wondering, guys, if Fred Hoiberg has any tricks up his sleeve that he was saving the last few weeks of the regular season. He didn't want to pull it out in the regular season against Purdue whenever, at this point in time, you're already an NCAA tournament lock. I wonder if there's any postseason tricks up his sleeve that Fred Hoiberg can pull out here, maybe this weekend or maybe next weekend. I'll be curious, and I'll be watching for that.
Absolutely, brother. Again, hey, safe travels up there. Let's break a streak, okay? I don't want to be elephant in the room. You need to break the streak of you being present at away games.
It's been bad. This is a neutral site. And neutral site have been okay. Not as bad as true away games. So I'm hoping that means that this is not a part of the curse this weekend. But if Nebraska loses tonight, just know I'm never traveling again.
Yeah, you
That's
won't.
not true.
I know.
I'll say that for now.
I know our listeners will not forgive you. So, hey, safe travels again, brother. Happy birthday, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Thanks, Hooksy. Thanks, Wazzy. Enjoy your day.
Yep. Elijah Herbal hanging out with us. And it's that time. We're going to take another break, our first break of this hour, and come back. He looks locked in. He is locked in a lot of different ways. It's the Almanac, Jeff Moats. Moatsy.
Yeah, I looked locked in okay.
You are. Greg, what's up, brother? Good morning. Greg's hanging out.
Let's see who's on.
We got Arlo hanging out with us. FledX10, and by the way, is in Cancun hanging out with us. And you got Greg.
Did
on
you
retirement.
come down with what's been going around, Moti?
I don't know if it's that or if it's allergies because
Well, I think it's a lot to do with what you've been doing.
it's probably that.
It's not like you haven't been
No.
covering hoops for 2 weeks and the news, which has been unfortunate stuff going around.
Man, the wildfires yesterday in western Lancaster County. The all hands on deck approach had no damage reported.
We were just talking about sending prayers and thoughts to those people that had to be evacuated, and hopefully that they were out of harm's way. And
Yeah, it was scary because I left here for the day and went home, had some lunch and stuff to get ready to go down to do that Norris game last night, and then all of a sudden my phone is blowing up with these text alerts.
Yeah.
And then Lincoln Fire and Rescue sends out a text in their media chat that I'm in and said that they're sending out their Brush 10 rig, which is a vehicle that, it's something that they use in the city if they need to use, to go fight a grass fire that's in town. So if you've got an open space like what you got up here off of 33rd and Superior, which is open land, and they need to go fight a fire there, that they can use that rig. So it was almost an all county wide call to help out. So you had fire departments all over the county, including LFR, that were out there helping yesterday.
I tell you what, I walked out of the first B game, the 1:30 game, and you could smell it.
Well, yeah, you could smell it.
I walked out about 3:00 from that Pius Scott game, which we'll talk about, but you could smell it and like the haze.
Well, when I walked into PBA at about 5:00, you could smell it. Wow. I mean, it was like somebody was burning a campfire someplace in the Haymarket or downtown. But then you had the fatal fire over at 52nd and Layton yesterday. So yeah, it ramped up. My downtime before the game
is not down.
Turned into work time. And I went on remotely to update everybody what was going on and stuff. So it was crazy yesterday. And Elijah did an outstanding job too of helping out.
I don't think we're kind of out of it quite yet, are we?
No, maybe. All right, we're coming back.
Welcome back in the morning hookup. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Husker Homer Friday.
Hey, oh, listen what I say, oh.
He's taking over
It's
for
coming up.
Elijah on
It's coming up. There
Taking
you
over
go.
for Elijah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I wasn't.
And it's called Snow,
Here's
which
the
we could
almanac.
have Sunday.
Don't want to talk about it.
I'm
The
just
almanac.
saying.
He's not the almanac for nothing. Let's not talk about the white stuff.
Yeah.
What we are going to talk about is we're going to recap first. Go back to girls state. Congrats to all the champs that came out of there. What a
weekend that was.
phenomenal weekend of hoops.
How about Lincoln North Star?
Wow.
Now, I'm not going to make an excuse for Omaha North.
Mm-hmm.
That you lose one of your top players in Joe Matoyer. She went down with a leg injury.
And by the way, how tough was she to kind of come in and try to gut through it?
Well, John Harris and I, we were talking about this, and he equated it almost like when Willis Reed came back out of the locker room for the New York Knicks in the 1970 NBA Finals. And she came back out, and they were working on her leg for much of that second quarter and a halftime, and it was sad. She went down and she wasn't getting up, and they had to lift her up and carry her off the court. And then one of the training staff members carried her like she was a little child into the locker room. I mean, it was sad. It was scary because did she blow her knee out? Did she, screw up an ankle?
Yep.
Did something worse? Did she break her leg? You don't know. Well, anyway, she came back out and she gave it all she could, but she was the spark for Omaha North, and she still had 15 points the game. But that Omaha North ball club is
lots to be proud of.
Oh, they're so talented, and I think they're going to be a team that's back next year too. But Lincoln North Star was able to weather the storm from Omaha North early, and North Star comes out with a state championship. They win at 51-35 over North. Both teams very deserving to be there in the final. What a run that's been for Tommy Johnson and his North Star girls basketball team. He took over a program 5 years ago that had never been to the state tournament, had been, through the dark ages of losing games, losing seasons. And now he takes them to a state tournament in his second year, and 4 years later, they're state champions. And it's a progress of building up a program, making it into a destination, making it into not just a city power, but now a state power in girls basketball. And with him and Steve Bartek, his assistant coach, they've really been kind of the architects of that stifling 1-3-1 defense. And that's what also hurt Omaha North a little bit. Even when Matoyer was in the game, there was some difficulty that North had with that 1-3-1. And North Star avenged that loss to North up there in Omaha in, I believe it was January, where they got beat by 8. That's the only loss of the season that North Star had. And so Joyce Johnson, Annie Lou, Kendall Anderson,
KJ
Pynchon, who had a very good semifinal, by the way, against Millard West. And the rest of that team, Alex Kroll, I mean, I'm just throwing out names that
pretty cool feat.
We're really a part of that success, and they go on as state champions. And so congratulations. I believe Joyce Johnson will be back next year. There might be a few others that are back too. Kendall Anderson's going to go on to the next level. Annie Lou committed to play at Omaha, and she's going up there with a couple other Lincoln players too. And so UNO is going to get some good talent from the state going up there to play some basketball. But Malcolm, Class C1 championship with Milford. Shayla Rottenberg proved that she was a dominant force on that basketball court for Milford. She's being looked at as a potential prospect for Nebraska volleyball. Her mom, Lisa Reitzma, was a star volleyball player at Nebraska in the 90s. And so, that link and the fact that she's a very good basketball player too. Have you seen the Twitter video where she's dunking a ball?
Yeah.
And I think we've talked about that.
Pretty cool. But that's their first, by the way.
That's Milford's first girls' state basketball title. And so there was, a series of firsts, and this was, I think, the first championship Saturday of girls basketball. This was the 50th state tournament. The first one was held in 1977, and it's ironic that the first state champion in Class A that year was Lincoln East, and then the 50th state tournament, a Lincoln team wins it, and it's North Star. So
pretty cool. Also to be known that C1 game, shout out to Milford, their first, but also speaking of Lincoln East, Coach Pritchard.
Yeah, Dennis Pritchard
taking that Malcolm team in and his first couple of years, maybe is his first year there?
Yeah, I believe first or second year. Dennis Pritchard, of course, over at East. He was an assistant at Pius for a while, now out at Malcolm, and he's built up a pretty good program. The Dolliver sisters out there the last couple of years have been pretty tough. One's graduating, one's going to be back. I think Malcolm has got a lot to be proud of with what they've done out there. That's another program that'll be in the hunt again next year. They finished runner-up. And so, but this was the first championship Saturday, I believe, ever that it was an all-public schools championship Saturday, top to bottom.
Wow.
And I can't remember if it was Amy Just from the Journal-Star that said that. I saw that. I couldn't believe
That's
that, but I think that's what it was. Yeah.
One more, obviously, other champion in there. Bennington gets it done, but also Pender.
Pender goes 4 in a row.
Feet.
The Penn Dragons go 4 in a row. That's a big program up there in Northeast Nebraska. You mentioned Bennington. They run the table. They go undefeated.
Yep.
A lot of firsts this girls' state tournament, and it was an exciting state tournament. We had a lot of fun with it. It was a ball.
Yeah, and did a phenomenal job bringing it to the living rooms and the cars of a lot of people in this city driving around. But now we're knee deep.
We're in the boys tournament.
We're knee deep in the boys. There's been some exciting first round matchups.
Yeah, the Lincoln High game on Thursday or on Wednesday afternoon. That was a game. And I tell you, we try to keep our composure.
Yes. Well, how could you?
Well, I mean,
it's tough in itself.
It is tough. And, when you see a team like Lincoln High that's fought tooth and nail, this is a squad that has not been to the state tournament since 2010. And then they beat Creighton Prep at the district final. Prep gets in with the wild card. So Lincoln High gets the first round draw against the top seed of the tournament, Omaha West Side. And the way that Brady Nick and Jackson Cruz were playing, it was just an indication of, the type of play that they've had for much of the season and down the stretch. But they were shooting lights out. And Russell Rocks was hitting threes, too. I mean, the Lincoln High rallied back. They took a 32-24 lead at halftime. Now their lead stretched up to 18 in the third quarter. And then they led after 3 by 15, and then something happened. I think defensively they switched things up, and that's where I think may have been the big turnaround for Westside. And then Westside started to get hot. Then they started chipping away, and then all of a sudden Westside's within 2. Westside's up by 1. Lincoln High's back in front. Now it's Westside. It's going back and forth here toward the end. And, man, what a finish. Now, I don't like to get on the officiating. I really don't. And I will tell you, I will be the first to tell you that officiating will not be the determining factor in the outcome of a game, no matter what sport.
And it's a tough gig, by the way.
It is a tough gig. However, we looked at some of the replays, and I think it was Devereaux Sanders that committed a foul on Monte Brown with about a minute to go that saw Westside take a 1-point lead, hit 2 free throws. But Sanders, it looked like he was trying to reach in and knock the ball away. But it did not appear that there was any contact, at least from the camera angle that I saw. Now, from where we were sitting, we couldn't tell because Brown, who was dribbling the ball, was in front. Sanders was behind, but there was different angles that they were showing. And so anyway, there was a foul called on him. Okay. You go down to the other end. Lincoln High has a chance to go up, with time running out. They get a lob into Rux. Rux goes up. Looked like he missed the shot right at the rim, but it looked like he was fouled. There was contact or something. No whistle. And Westside gets the ball with 1.2 seconds. They get fouled. They go to the other end, hit 2 free throws, and they win it by 3. So, this one is going to hurt for a while for Lincoln High, but I will tell you, that team was gutty, and they played hard. They played well. I think Richie Ross needs to be commended for what he's done with that team and trying to build that program back up. But Lincoln High falls Southwest, a gutty performance from them on Wednesday afternoon. They're down at by 8 at halftime to Miller North, who was hot from the 3-point range. And then, the Sanders twins, Uzziah and Micaiah Sanders, they took control. And Dakari Wilson, I think there's a reason why he wears number 30.
Career high.
Well, he had 26 points for a career high. But the reason why he's wearing number 30 is because he can hit that long-range three, just like Steph Curry. Mm-hmm. And he hit one from probably about 35 feet that looked Steph Curry-esque.
That's wild.
And it's unbelievable. And he nailed it. And so he had 4 big threes down the stretch. And of course, Southwest gets the 81-71 win over Miller North, which sets up their semifinal with Westside this afternoon at 1:20 with pregame here on KFOR. That you'll be producing, I believe, YZ, and Chris Schmidt will have the call with Tim Bob Kitzmiller. And
Schmidt and Tim Bob were talking about that one yesterday, or whenever they had their last game. And
which was Pius and Scott yesterday.
Yeah, and this one, Southwest and Westside, might be the game of the tournament.
It could be. It potentially could be.
Definitely contrasting styles.
The last time these two teams met, that was the infamous rim breaker at Southwest, where the glass didn't shatter, but the rim itself cracked near the heel of the rim. And it was Donnie Barfield Jr. on a putback dunk that broke the rim. And there were people talking about that on press row last night at PBA. Is that going to happen here at PBA tomorrow? And I'm sure the rims down there are much more durable. Yeah. And not they aren't over at Southwest, but I mean, he just hit it right to where he cracked it. But it was that game that, that was back and forth, and Westside only ended up winning that game by 5. So whoever wins this, I think whoever wins this game today
is going to win it.
Is going to win it.
Yep. It's a big time matchup at 1:30 down there. That second matchup, Bell West, Papillion South, who upset Creighton Prep.
Yeah, Papillion La Vista South, who are the defending state champs.
Yep. And by the way, also in looking the B bracket, boy, a closer than expected game, I think, yesterday with Scott and Pius.
I thought so too. I haven't seen a lot, but I saw Scott play. I was down there. That is a very physical basketball team. They are physical. You have that one. You had Norris advancing. Yeah.
They'll get Scotts Bluff, which you'll have today.
Yeah, tonight. We'll have that tonight. John Harris and I will have it here on KFOR tonight at 7:35. Speaking of John, I got to run outside and get something to him really quick, and I'll be right back. So stay tight.
Do it, because I was going to update as well as we go through it. As I'm looking at the live bracket there, I guess call it an upset in C1. Okalala was playing DC West, and DC West advanced this morning.
Oh, wow, really?
Yep, with a 40, it looks like a 43-39 victory. The one seeded and formerly undefeated Okalala is out.
Yeah, that Okalala team was absolutely rolling, and they had an amazing performance yesterday from one of their players. I think he had a quadruple double with steals. Yeah. I'm very surprised to hear that they dropped.
Yep, just saw that again right now. That was out at Pinnacle Bank. That was a 9:00 start. Out there right now, we got Ashland Greenwood that will take on Auburn here coming up at 10:45. But we're going to be able to bring you a couple of those games today right here in KFOR. We're going to have, again, like you just said, at 1. You guys go on probably pregame about 1:20. Chris Schmidt will be down at Pinnacle Bank Arena bringing you Westside and Lincoln Southwest. And then tonight you'll have, again, Moats will be bringing you North and Scotts Bluff as they look to advance in the state finals as championship Saturday. Mozi, I just said an update in C1 as I always watch the live bracket. This morning, 9:00 at Pinnacle Bank Arena, it was Oglala DC West We have an upset.
So DC West
is
won it.
moving on
Wow.
43-39. And a
Yeah.
previously undefeated
That is
Ogallala.
huge.
They will move on, and they'll face. They're in the championship tomorrow at 11 o'clock. They're going to face the winner of Ashland Greenwood and Auburn, who Auburn coming off a big overtime victory in their matchup with Gothenburg.
I'll tell you, Auburn and Ashland Greenwood, that's a game. That would be a game worth watching here this morning.
That one is either about to or
They'll
they'll
be getting underway here shortly. But to finish the thought, let's go back to B with Norris and Scotts Bluff. We did that here on KFORnow.com, and Norris had a double-digit lead, and then Bennington, man, Blaze Jung, who had 26 points last night. I guess this guy is very much known for shooting the three. Like he's shooting probably about 40-some% from 3-point range. He's pretty good shooter. And he just started going off last night to get Bennington back in. Bennington got to within 5, and then Norris pulled away and ended up with an 8-point victory last night. But, Norris is a team that's determined to get into the state championship game. I think there's a lot of things that they try to take one game at a time. But at the same time, too, they're keeping an eye on the other side of the bracket. You got Scott that they're looking to contend with if possible. But Elkhorn North, they could be the spoiler this evening in that 6 o'clock game. And if that's the case, that'll be huge. And potentially, if Norris were to get a victory in the semifinal tonight over Scotts Bluff, who's very good. Those two teams already played each other out in the Heartland Hoops Classic in Grand Island a few weeks back, and Norris won by about 8 points. But if you get Norris and you get Elkhorn North in that final, you get an all-EMC final, just like you had in football with Waverly and Gretna East this past fall. That'd be nice to see happen, perhaps. But
and again, also just to, again, correct me if I'm wrong. Again, no rooting interest because we do love our local teams here on KFOR. We love to bring them to your living room, nonstop local action. If Southwest were to advance and Norris were to advance, we'll be down there.
Oh yeah, totally.
Just let you know.
No, I mean if Southwest wins today, we'll be down there tomorrow at 1. Schmitty will have that game. And then if Norris wins tonight, we'll have their game tomorrow night at 6:15. I'll be down there for that. So, yeah, that's what's –
So if you're out and about and you're looking at results today, and you're like, whoa, I wonder if KFR and Moats and Smith are going to be down there. We will with Lincoln Southwest victory and a Norris victory.
Yep, covering the Lincoln schools.
Covering the Lincoln schools. Not
there you go.
We don't love the rest of them.
Yeah.
But also because that could be a big one. If Lincoln Southwest were to advance today and get in a Lincoln school into the state finals,
it would be the first.
While, right?
It would be the first LPS team in the finals since Southwest in 2009.
And if they were to end up winning it,
it would be the first LPS team to win a state title since Lincoln High in 2003. It's been 23 years, and I was at that Lincoln High final with Southeast. That was the last all-Lincoln final in Class A. And, and Lincoln High got shut out in that first quarter, and they bounced back and win the Class A title. And they didn't score their first point until like 2:15 left in the first half of that game.
Wow. Do yourselves a favor. Go buy yourself a ticket. Go down and watch these gentlemen play.
It's worth
I've been out
it.
a few times this week. Atmosphere incredible. Students incredible.
Good turnout.
Great turnouts so far. And
good
again,
turnout.
I will tell you this: if you're looking for it, if Lincoln and local schools get to this point, it will be a dynamic turnout. Down there because I know we love to support the locals.
Yeah, and so we'll be down there again 1:20 this afternoon pregame with Southwest Omaha West Side with Chris Schmidt and Tim Bob Kitzmiller here on KFOR, and then tonight John and I will have the B semifinal with Norris and Scotts Bluff. We'll be on about 7:35, give or take, around that time, and we'll have it all for you here on KFOR.
Beautiful. Got anything from Moats?
Well, you just mentioned that the last state championship in Lincoln was Lincoln High in 2003. But do you know how many state championships Lincoln High has in total?
15.
Yep.
Oh,
that was easy.
Now, to clarify,
with a kiss off the glass.
Now, to clarify, thank you, Bill Rafferty. To clarify, the last state champion in boys basketball from Lincoln was Pius X. In 2019.
Charlie Easley.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was Charlie Easley's
And,
senior year and Austin Jablonski.
Yes.
Because if you remember,
I was there.
we were doing the game,
doing
and
the game.
Jablonski, it was against Omaha Roncalli,
Yes.
and Jablonski gets the ball down court. He's all alone. Time's running out. He
They were
goes up
being
and dunks
They
it.
were being encouraged a lot.
And the Roncalli
Oh.
fan base, behind us went unglued.
Not a good look, by the way.
And at the time, Jablonski was a Nebraska football walk-on commit.
Yes.
So
Wow. Awesome. Well, Mochi, man, keep doing the great work. We'll be listening today at 1:20 as Smitty will bring you that Class A game tonight.
Yep.
7:35 time frame. We have Moats down there doing Norris Class B. So, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's that time of the year. You bet,
Awesome.
fellas. Have a good sports weekend.
Awesome. Great stuff from the Almanac Jeff Moats. Let's take our final break. Come back with, do we have enough time?
Yeah, let's just keep it here.
Keep it here.
Yeah, we don't got much time.
All right,
left.
big time hoops, man. Nebraska today, 5:30. Looking at they take on Perdon't right now. I'm feeling it. I told you, like, I don't want to be the homer guy, but I trust in the staff of what's happening. I think again, we talked about keys, right? Elijah said it, you've said it, I've said it. I want to keep him off the boards, but man, Jamarcus Lawrence, I can't tell how big he can be in a game like this.
Mm-hmm.
And not just for today, but this team going forward. Things like that. I'll be interested also because Coach Hoiberg talked a lot about Frager this week. Obviously, there's been a lot of documented pictures and him sitting on the sidelines frustrated. And he said, we don't run a lot of stuff for Braden right now, but we probably will. Is that what we alluded to? Maybe there's something up the sleeve in this one. But I think this is all about pace, all about good starts in Nebraska. Give me something like 74-69 Nebraska.
All right. I'll play Price is Right.
Woo!
73-65.
Oh, he went unders. I love it.
Nebraska.
77-70.
There we go. Nebraska, go Big Red Boy. Here we go. Big Ten tournament selection Sunday coming up. You guys have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Husker Homework Friday. We'll catch you on a Monday.